Okay. So when we are talking about a prison camp, a labor camp, and a detention facility, it's similar to a prison or a jail. So when you are in prison and jail, can you leave when you want to? Are you free to leave?
No.
No, right. That's why, so for all of these, we would say that a prison camp, a detention facility, and a labor camp, you could say all of these mean it is a place where people are not free.
Are not free.
So it's a place where people are not free. Or you could also say a place where where people are forced to stay. So these would both be acceptable answers as the meaning for prison camp, detention facility, and a labor camp. Like we can see here, the people, they are not free. They cannot come and go when they want. They have to stay there until either a police officer or a soldier or someone in the government says they are free to leave. Does anyone have any questions about these definitions?
No.
No? Okay, so let's look at the questions. So they'll ask, were you ever a worker, volunteer, or soldier, or did you ever serve in a prison camp? So they're asking if you ever worked in a prison camp. So they're not actually asking if you've been in a prison camp, had you been arrested. They're asking if you ever worked in one. And let's see. Mohammed Nur Kareem, what would you say?
No.
No. Good.
Wait, hold on. Question. Even though you're not a citizen, you can actually work with a prison camp, right? Or no?
That's a good question. I'm not sure, Mohammed Nur Kareem.
I mean, I could actually search them right now.
Yeah, and for this question too, when they say, were you ever, it means not only your life here in the United States, but anywhere you have lived since you were a baby until today. So they're asking if you've ever worked in a prison camp here or in another country. That's a good question. I think prisons here in the United States, to work in one, you do have to be a citizen. I'm not sure though. I'll look that up and let you know. Let's see. And Joe Tun, what is a prison camp?
People are not free.
You want to say a place where people are not free. Again, it's like the jail, so it's a place we're talking about. Good. And then the next question they ask about a labor camp. So they ask, were you ever a worker, volunteer, or soldier, or did you ever serve in a labor camp? So again, this is asking if you ever worked, like if you were a guard or a soldier in a labor camp. And a labor camp is a little bit different because does anyone know what does labor mean? What's the
Worker.
meaning of labor? Yes, Joten?
It's worker.
Good. So a labor camp is a prison, but it's a prison where they make the people there work. So like we see in this top picture, people have to work when they're in the prison. So a labor camp would be if they arrested you, took you to a prison, and it was a prison where you had to work. Good. But again, you can say for a labor camp, you can use that same definition for prison camp if they ask you what it means. So let's practice. Neilu, were you ever a worker, volunteer, or soldier, or did you ever serve in a labor camp?
No.
No? Good. And then let's see. AA, what is a labor camp?
A place where people not free.
Good. A place where people are not free. Very good. And then the very last one, detention facility. Detention facility. So again, they ask, were you ever a worker, volunteer, or soldier, or did you ever serve in a detention facility? Let's see. Sulchum, did you ever work in a detention facility?
No.
No? Good. And Pa A, what is a detention facility?
A place where people are forced to stay.
Good, yeah, you can say a place where people are forced to stay. So again, it's 3 different questions, but you can use the same answer if they ask you about the meaning, just that it's a place where people are forced to stay. So detention facility, labor camp, prison camp. Facility, camp, and camp, again, are just talking about a place. A facility or a camp, that means a place. And a prison camp, labor camp, and detention facility, they may have, each one may have a little different rules, but they're all just like a prison or a jail. It's a place where you are not free. It's a place where you are forced to stay. So does anyone have any questions about these yes or no vocabulary words?
No.
Nope. Okay, good. Let's just look at that part of the citizenship application very quick. One moment. I want to show you something. Okay. There we go. So when you're applying for citizenship, you can see here, this is the citizenship application. And first, when you are filling out your citizenship application, this is where you're giving your personal information, file your name, your birthday, when you came to the United States. So these are like the questions we ask in the beginning of class. And then you'll get to the yes or no question. So during your interview, the officer is looking at your application. So they're looking at all of your answers that you put on your citizenship application. I always say it's good practice to keep a copy of your citizenship application and read the information and have somebody ask you questions about it, just like they would in your interview. And then when you get, after they ask you questions about your life, where they ask you about where you've worked, where you go to school, if you left the United States, if you're married, and then they ask about your children. So they're really wanting to know your whole life, especially they want to know about the last 5 years you lived in the United States. Or 3 years if you're married to a US citizen, but you still have to talk about the last 5 years of where you lived, where you worked. And then when you get to these have you ever questions, so this is number 16 is where we see these questions about, they also ask, were you ever a worker, volunteer, or soldier, or did you otherwise ever serve in a prison or jail? So let's see. Pate Clo, were you ever a worker, volunteer, or soldier, or did you otherwise ever serve in a prison or jail?
No.
No, good. Okay, let's see. Larbar, were you ever a worker, volunteer, or soldier, or did you otherwise ever serve in a prison camp?
No.
No, good. And let's see. Usha, what is a prison camp?
A place where people are not free.
Good. And then we can see too, for number 16 in C and D, they even say detention facility and labor camp. They call them in the question a place where people are forced to stay. So that's why also just saying a place where people are not free has the same meaning as forced to stay.
Yes.
So let's see. Sulcham, were you ever a worker, volunteer, or soldier, or did you otherwise ever serve in a detention facility?
No.
No. And Sulcham, what is a detention facility?
Detention facility is a place where people are forced to stay.
Good. Very good. And Noor, were you ever a worker, a volunteer, or soldier, or did you serve in a labor camp? Serve in a labor camp.
No, ma'am.
And what is a labor camp?
A place where people are not free.
Good. Good. And then we can see the last one. Ask about in general if you have worked anywhere else where people are forced to stay. So when they're asking you questions on this citizenship application, a lot of times they ask almost the same question, but in different ways, because they want to be sure of your answer. They don't want somebody to say, no, I haven't worked in a prison, but then it turns out that they worked in a labor camp. They want to make sure they know that. Good. Okay, does anyone have any questions?
No.
Okay. So now we're going to do a quick matching activity with some of the yes or no definitions we've been practicing. Okay. So this one is some of the words we've been practicing. We're going to do some matching. Okay. So I will pick students one by one to match the definition with the yes or no vocabulary word. So, Usha, what is an insurgent organization? Which one do you think?
Mm, Teacher, I am
You're not sure?
not to seeing that.
Oh, sorry. Do you think it is? So, do you think an insurgent organization is a group of soldiers who protects the government, to learn something new, to lie, a group of soldiers who fights the government, to say something is true, you will not lie, fake, not real, not able to take care of yourself, a group of people who hurt the government and other people, or a group of soldiers who fights against the government, king or queen, or government chooses the leaders.
Group of people who fight the government.
Good, it's a group of soldiers who fights
Yes.
against the government. Okay, now, Joe Tan, what is the Communist Party?
Government choose the leader.
Good, yep, So in the Communist Party, the government chooses the leaders. Sulcham, what does fraudulent mean?
To lie.
Close, it is a type of lie. Like, is this
To
real?
say something is true.
That one is claim, but look at the picture. I don't know if you can see this. Is this real money or is this
Oh, fake, not real.
Good. Yeah, it's this fake money.
Oh, okay. Fake or not real.
So for fraudulent, it's something that's fake or not real. Like if you were to have a fake driver's license, something here in the United States, how old do you have to be to buy alcohol?
Oh,
18.
no, 21.
21. So sometimes kids under 21 will have a fake driver's license to say their age is over 21. So that would be a fraudulent driver's license. Let's see. And then Neilu, what is a rebel group?
Group of soldiers, group of people who hunt the government and other people.
That one is a little bit different. You were right with your first one you were saying.
Yeah. Group of soldiers who fight the government.
Good. A rebel group. So again, insurgent organization and a rebel group. They're both groups of soldiers fighting the government.
Yeah.
See, Mohammed Nur Kareem, what is a hereditary title?
You better not claim yourself as a king or queen.
Good, yep, if you're a king or a queen. And then AA, what is a military unit?
Is a group of soldiers who protect the government.
Good, yes. Or also, too, another answer you could say was a group of soldiers who protect the country. Okay, let's see. Pa A. What does misrepresentation mean?
To lie.
To lie, good. So if you misrepresent yourself, you are lying. Let's see. Okay. And July 2, what does claim mean?
To learn something new.
To say something is true. Good. So, like if you claim to be a U.S. citizen, you would be saying that is true. And what about Larbar? What does truth mean?
I will not lie.
I will not lie. Good. And Nor, what does legally incompetent mean? Nor, do you think it means to learn something new, not able to take care of yourself,
not able to take care of yourself,
who
or
hurt the government
of
and other
people
people?
Dia
who
kau
hurt
buat.
the government and other people?
Dia kau buat.
Not sure? It's okay if you're not sure. Let's go to, I can ask the whole class.
Not
What-
able to take care of yourself.
Good. So legally incompetent is not able to take care of yourself. So when you are applying for citizenship, they want to make sure you can make your own decisions, that you are not insane and that you know what you are doing and that no one's forcing you to become a US citizen. What about, okay, this one, let's have Pateclo. What is a terrorist organization?
Group of people who hurt the soldier and other people.
Good, yeah, a group of people who hurts the government and other people. And then, let's see, everyone can answer. What does training mean?
To learn
Does something new.
Okay, great. To learn something new. Good. Does anyone have any questions about those vocabulary words?
No.
No.
Okay, now we're going to have a quiz on some of those 100 questions from chapter 8. So I will call your name and you will pick a number, and each number is a 100 question from chapter 8. If you don't know the answer, it's okay to say you aren't sure, but I want everyone to try and give at least maybe, it's okay to guess. I always say that too at your citizenship interview. If you're not sure about an answer for the 100 questions, just give it a guess. Let's see, Mohammed Nur Kareem, you can go first. What number would you like?
I'll pick bottom middle, number 8.
Number 8. Who is one of your state's U.S. senators?
Ooh, there's 2 of them actually. Ron Johnson and what is Baldwin? I forgot the first one was. Is it Tommy or Tony? I forgot. Which one is it?
It's Tammy Baldwin.
Oh, Tammy Baldwin. There you go. Thank you.
Good. Okay, let's see. Pape Clo, what number would you like?
Okay, number 1.
Number 1. What is the name of the Speaker of the House of Representatives?
The name, I forgot this one.
That's okay. So I'll put this question to the class. What is the name of the Speaker of the House of Representatives?
Milwaukee.
Good. Nancy Pelosi.
Oh, Nancy Pelosi.
And is she a Democrat or a Republican?
Democrat.
Good. And why is the
Nice.
Speaker a Democrat?
There's more Democrats.
Good. Yeah, good, July. So I looked this up yesterday. There's 224 Democrats in the House of Representatives. And how many voting members are there total?
435.
Good. So there's 224 Democrats, and then there is 211 Republicans. So it's almost the same number, but there's more Democrats. So that's why the Speaker of the House will be a Democrat. Now, if next time when everybody goes to vote, let's say we'll have 203 Democrats, and then we have 232 Republicans. Will the Speaker of the House still be a Democrat, or will it change to Republican? It'll be a Republican. Good. Okay. Let's see.
Sorry, teacher, my phone. My laptop doesn't have a charge, that's why he off.
Oh, that's okay. Thank you, Nor. Okay, let's see. Okay,
Good.
Nor, what number would you like?
What does this mean? I have to pick up the number?
Yeah, so you'll pick a number and it will be one of the 100 questions.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. 10.
Number 10.
Yeah.
We elect a U.S. senator for how many years?
6 years.
6. Good. Okay, Usha, you can pick a number.
4.
4. Why do some states have more representatives than other states?
Because of the state's population.
Good, because of the state population. Or you could also say because some states have more people. Both are correct. Good. Okay, Joe Tan, pick a number.
Number 7.
Number 7. Who does a U.S. senator represent?
All the people of the state.
Good, yes. All the people of the state. July 2, pick a number.
6.
6. We elect a U.S. representative for how many years?
We elect them for 2 years.
2 years. Good. Neilu, pick a number.
Number 5.
Number 5. The House of Representatives has how many voting members?
435.
Good. Sulchum, pick a number.
3.
3. How many U.S. senators are there?
US Senator. 100.
Yes, good, 100. And then Pa A, pick a number.
9.
9. What are the 2 parts of the U.S. Congress? Good. So Pa A, what are the 2 parts of the U.S. Congress?
I forgot.
Okay, that's okay. I'll go to AA. What are the 2 parts of the U.S. Congress?
Senate and the House.
Senate and the House. Good. Okay, and then Larbar, you'll get number 2. So Larbar, name your U.S. representative.
Kapli. Gwen.
I don't remember this
You
one.
don't remember? Okay, so for my students living in Milwaukee, who is our U.S. representative?
One more.
Wemo.
Gwen Moore. Good.
One more.
And then Sulchum, who is your U.S. representative?
I don't know.
And then let's see, Noor, who is your U.S. representative? Noor, can you hear us?
U.S. representative. Let me help her real quick. And
Okay. See, so and I'll ask you this, does a U.S. representative, and this
Oh.
for anyone? Does
I believe I made a research. Is it AOC, Alexandria, I believe?
She's actually New York City. Oh, so
Oh,
what-
New York City. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, you're right.
So a representative, do they represent the whole state like a senator?
The people.
I believe the city.
Good, yeah. So a representative is just a smaller area. So it's a city, maybe just one
Oh,
city
okay.
or a part of a city. If it's a big city, if it's a small city, it may be like 1, 2, or 3 cities. But so even if your state has a lot of representatives, you'll still only vote for one of those representatives.
Okay, found it.
Okay.
Claudia Tenney. That's
Good.
for
Claudia Tenney, yes, for Utica.
This
New
one
York.
is my representative, not your
Hey, I got you.
representative.
If you don't, no, I got you. It's all right.
So you can actually, when you're trying to find out who your representative is, you can look by your zip code, because they choose who gets to vote for what representative by what zip code you live in. Okay. Does
Yeah, that
anyone
is
have
that is the New York City. Claudia Tenney is the New York City representative, not the Milwaukee. So
Yes, Claudia
I'm
Tenney
talking
is a
about your state,
representative
not
in
me.
New York. Okay, so now class is almost over. So let's look at what the homework will be for next week. So we just finished chapter 8 about Congress. And now let's move on to chapter 9. Let me show you. Okay. So for next week, remind me, how many branches of government do we have?
3.
3. Good. So we were just talking about Congress or the legislative branch in chapter 8.
Okay.
Chapter 9, we'll be talking about the president, which is also known as the executive branch. Okay. So chapter 9. Chapter 9, for homework, I just want you to read chapter 9. So that's page 138 to 147. And then I'd also like you to do the activities on page 148. So pages 138. So on page 148, there's the what does it mean? And also the yes or no questions, okay? And then also I'd like you to do the spelling on page 149. So you'll be doing the spelling activity on the top of page 149, which will then relate to the reading and the writing homework. So for reading for chapter 9, we have, when do we vote for president? 2. November, good. And where does the president live? Who knows? Where does the president live?
White House.
White House.
And where is the White House?
Washington.
Washington, D.C.
Good. Oh, and that's question number 3. Where is the White House? Number 4.
White House in Washington, D.C.
Good. Yep. White House is Washington, D.C. Has anyone ever been to the White House?
Yes.
No.
No, yet.
Not yet? Okay. Jotun, you said you had?
Yeah, just at the front.
Just in the front, yes.
It's a field trip, yes.
Oh, you went, Mohammed Nur Kareem?
Yeah, that was like a long time ago.
Oh, great. And then number 4, or Mohammed Nur Kareem, did you go inside the White House or just outside?
Yeah, we do actually went to the inside, but it's not far inside actually.
Oh, okay. Maybe just they let you in just a little bit. Yeah, because that's where the president lives. There's lots of security, so it's hard to get into the White House. And then number 4, who lives in the White House? And number 5, when is Labor Day? So this is just practicing for your reading homework. And this is on page 150. So you can find all this reading and writing on page 150.
Labor Day in September.
Good, yes. And do you know what month is Labor Day?
September.
September, good. And for your writing homework, you'll write, we vote for president in November. 2, the president lives in the White House. 3, the White House is in Washington, D.C. And then number 4 is the same as number 2. The president lives in the White House. So even though there's 5 reading questions, there's only 4 writing. And Labor Day is in September. Does anyone have any questions about the homework?
No.
No.
No? Okay, I will also text the homework and some videos that go with it after class, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. And then next week we'll start with